Hello, good people, beautiful boys, handsome girls. Hello. Alright, so we have reached the point in time where we can actually have a project on our own, and the first project we're going to work on is something really easy and really straightforward, which is building a calculator. So we're going to mix up like everything we have learned so far to build our calculator. Calm down. Alright, just calm down and try to understand actually, because if you get this, trust me, you have increased a great deal, like you have really stepped up your platter. Alright, so let's save our empty file now, and we're just going to do this calculator. Let's see. Alrighty, so we have a skeleton. Please have your skeleton ready. Okay, so what are the components of a calculator? We're not trying to design a calculator, we're trying to implement some functions. Okay, so we're going to just build a calculator with the basic arithmetic operations. If you think you want to do any other arithmetic operations afterwards, it's fine. So the first thing we're going to do, let's prompt the user to build a calculator but perform operations on two numbers. Okay, so create variables num1 and num2. Alright, and probably we'll set op for the operation. So printf input two numbers to operate on. Alright, scan f please remember that this course is a crash course, and basically I'm not going to go over everything like in elementary school, but I'm going to break it down as easy as possible. So even if you're in elementary school, you're going to have to understand. Okay, so you're going to have to think more than you work. Okay, because if you don't think, you're not even going to be able to work. That is some good advice, so please do take it. Alright, so at this point we have actually prompted the user to give us two of his inputs. Alright, so what we're going to do next is we're going to use either the ifs or the switch. Okay, so the most preferable will be the switch, but we're going to do both. Alright, we're going to do both. So let's start off with a switch statement, and we're just going to do switch op, switch the operation. Sorry. And we're going to have various cases, but here we cannot say case 1. Alright, we cannot say case 1. Just before the switch, please, we need to tell the user so please input operation, and probably we design something like a guide for the user to input for the various operations. Okay, so I'll just be like sum equals plus backslash n, difference equals minus backslash n, product equals the star backslash n, and divide, ratio equals a forward slash. Alright, so if that is set, I can do my backslash n, and I just have a bunch of lines to underline that, and voila. So after this, we need to have at least a scanf function to receive the input. Okay, so %d. Okay. We might not actually have to use %d, because these are characters. Okay, so for now let's do %c, and if you come across an error, I'm going to show you how to do it the easier way. So for now, let's do percentage C since it's a character. So we need to change this from int to char. Alright. Okay. So for characters, we don't do case 1 or we don't do case this. So I've discussed about this, and what you're writing as a case is actually what the user is going to input. So if the user is going to input the addition sign, needs to be something like that. So it's case plus, but you're going to write it between single quotes because characters are special. Okay. So let's just try something out. Let's just print this something out. Doesn't matter what we're printing. Save, build. Okay. So we compile and we run. And input two numbers to operator on ears 1 and 4, and it shows me this, the key, my key is shown. And alright, so if you realize please input operation, it shows the key, and for the situation where I'm supposed to input, it doesn't actually go, does it? Alright, it doesn't actually do anything. It just sits there looking at me like, okay, this is where you're going to have problems. So sometimes we decide to remove the quotes to see and test, but that, trust me, it's not going to do any good. It's not going to do any good. So we need a situation where we're going to tell the compiler that, okay, I really want to enter an integer. Okay, so we run that. You have 2, you have 5, so, and it tells us press any key to continue, meaning somewhere along the line we do have a problem. So hosting will have a problem. So I'm going, for now I'm going to change this back to an integer, and instead of saying sum equals to plus, I'll just do sum equals to 1, difference 2, product 3, and ratio 4. I did tell you it will complicate things a little, just a little bit. Okay, so case 1. So if I build and I compile, and I have 1, 2. Alright, so now I can actually input my operation, and if I do 1, it's going to print me DFEF, right? So that's it, that's clear about it. So with characters it's a little bit different. Really, like, seriously, do not bother about it. Okay, for your level, your GC standards, they will not ask you stuff like that. If they're supposed to test on a switch statement, probably they're always going to use it with integers, and if they're supposed to ask you with characters, you are not doomed. The slab is still here for you. Alright, so for now let us focus on the integer part. So we know case 1. So in case 1, what we're going to do is we're going to print out the sum. Okay, so I'm going to print out the sum. Now this is a different way of doing our printing, which I'm going to show you, which you need to learn. Okay, so printf, let's just say sum equals percentage d, and that percentage d is actually num1 plus num2. Now if you take note from the other tutorials, what we used to do is we used to practically say sum equals num1 plus num2, and we print out sum. Okay, so if we don't want so many variables, we can actually declare the operation or the whole operation inside the printf statement. Okay, whether it's a square root or to the power or addition or subtraction, whatever. So we can actually do that. So let's try to see if this one works for starters. So let's say you have 5 and you have 6 and you have 1, it should give you sum equals 11. Alright, so if this works for this, it should definitely work for the other one, else all hell is going to break loose. Alright, so copy this and now paste it, and paste it. Okay, don't you just hate it when your code is disorganized? Like, you want to make it perfect for the eyes. So 2, 3, 4, and we are going to change some sum to difference to product to show, and I'll just put the signs in. I don't think there should be anything hard for anybody. I'm just going to do default. I'm not even going to sweat it. Wrong input. Okay. So save, build that, compile that, and then the program asks input two numbers to operate on. So what if we take, yeah, so I did the error I did last time with the division. So if I take 5 and 10, I will have something weird. So let me take 10 and 5, so it actually makes sense. Okay, if I take number 3, you see the product of 10 and 5 is 50. But if I had to take number 4, it's going to give me 0.0, and we discussed about this in the last tutorial. So if I did 5 and 10 and took number 4, it's going to give me 0. Okay, now I showed you how to fix that in the other tutorial. Yeah, so I'm not going to show you now. So if you haven't watched that tutorial, please, dear kind sir or dear ma'am, I would urge you to go back and watch it. Alright, it's not going to kill you, it's going to help you. Again, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, like the Hulk. It didn't kill him, right? Yeah, so it made him stronger onto the point. I'm sorry, I'm going off topic. Alright, so there you have it. We have a calculator and we have the availability to the user. Okay, input this one if you want this one, input this if you want this. So this is with the switch statement. So let's just giddy up and get into it with the if statement. Alright, so I'm going to just comment all of this, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say if OP equals to 1. Alright, now why am I putting a double equal sign? When you want to do your checking, evaluating the value of a variable with another value, that's how you write the equal sign. It's a double equal sign. But when you want to assign a value, it's a single equal. For example, A equals B. Alright, so if OP equals that, what do I want to do? I want it to do this. Print this out, please. Okay, and I can keep going. If this. Now the reason why I cannot do an if else here, because when you say if OP equals 1 and then you say else, what are you going to tell the else statement to do? What exactly is the else statement going to print? Means that if OP is not equal to 1, else stands for 0, negative 5, 10, 11, 25, square root of 16, 0.10721. That's else. It's a whole other bunch and very big capacity of numbers. Okay, so here it's probably going to be best to use multiple if statements, or you're just going to use an else if statement. So let's try the else if statement. Else if OP equals 2. Alright, I'm just going to copy this out. Paste it, and let's build that. Alright, let's deal with those two for now. So it's going to prompt us to enter two inputs, 3 and 2. Okay, this input operation, I want to take 2 because I want to see that 3 minus 2 equals to 1. That's the difference. The difference is 1. Alright, so you see it does work. So we're going to do this using multiple else if statements instead of multiple if statements. Okay, it's better. So that's if OP equals 1, if OP equals 2, if OP equals 3, and if OP equals 4. So this is for 3. All is well. All is well. Did you know that all is well? And I'll take this time off to appreciate the movie Three Idiots. It's a really interesting movie, so you should go see it. Yeah, interesting fact, I omitted a P here and it still shows green because rintf is actually a function in the header standard input output. So it's print, not read. So if you leave it at read, you're probably going to get an error or get something in wrong. So if I take 10, my numbers. Hello. If I take 10 and I take 5 and I take number 4, it's going to give me the ratio of 2. Okay, but if I take 5 and I take 10, it's going to give me the ratio of 0 because my compiler is smart enough to know that I'm stupid. Alright? Because I didn't tell it what I wanted to do. So you have seen how to build a really simple and easy calculator, easy to use. Alright? So you tell the user to input this and input his two numbers and just decide the operation you want to work upon. Your calculator might be what we did in the last tutorial, saying okay, input your 2 numbers, I'm going to print you all of the operations, but that's just bulky. I may not want to see the ratio, but you're printing the ratio, so you rather choose what you want to be printed out. That is more efficient, that is more neat, that is more organized, and that puts the user in control. You want to put the user in control of the calculator. Okay, so with that being said, you have learned that, and if you have learned this word for word, then I think you have a master of the switch statement, the if, else, if, and definitely the else statement. So next tutorials we're going to see something a little bit different. Thank you for studying with us. Slap out.